because I am an interview type of guy, how about I just interview you on, the true experience of the HBCU? Everybody knows kind of this. Everybody knows kind of the things that make mass attention sometimes. I remember when we first got here, you were part of the whole tent situation. Everybody was kind of boycotting everything, and then it's just been tons of stuff that's come down. So really talk about your experience and everything about Howard.
So if we're just talking about some of the more negative things that have gotten out to the public and kind of cast aspersions on the brand name that is Howard University. And a lot of that stuff comes out from the university, from the students, who are displeased with some things. But it's the great thing about Howard, though. That's the great thing about HBCUs, man. You just get them experiences. You learn how to protest. There's a spirit, there's an environment there where you're not just gonna go for anything. And I think that's what makes the student body and the environment so special, where everybody's so comfortable and so okay not being okay with things, and really willing to take those things and bring attention to different things and learn about them and fix them. And I think honestly that's why you see so many Howard people beyond Howard starting these different movements. At the head of the DEI movements, man, at the head of the Black Lives Matter, man, Howard University was always so pivotal. And I think it starts from things like that our students really take part in.
Yeah, and so you say that they teach you guys to not be okay with things that you shouldn't be okay with. But so my thing is you think it's almost like a simulation where they give you things to not be okay with, and they let you do.
Let me tell you something, bro. You don't choose an HBCU for your time at the HBCU.
Okay.
You choose the HBCU to prepare you in your career and to prepare you for life.
Okay.
Right. That's life. If you wanted to go somewhere with the #1 campus, with #1 housing situation, there's a ton of the small little schools around the country you could have chose, but you chose Georgia Tech, right? Why?
For sure.
Because of what it would do for your career and how it would prepare you for life, right?
I mean, yeah.
So I ain't never seen a #1 campus get somebody a job. I ain't never seen a job interview and you write down your skills, your qualifications. I had a nice campus at my college. Nobody cared.
Okay, but what do you think? What do you think that are the buildings on the nice campus? You think they're just buildings that look pretty?
Hey, I mean, if you want to,
because I think that Georgia Tech having a very consistent and a very well library, a very good undergraduate learning commons and all that were huge to the success of my career. I think all the resources they provided me, because I know it's something I reiterate in all of my videos, and it's something that I'm very proud of because I'm graduating from Georgia Tech in 3 years. And I just think because I had such a consistent, I was able to build a consistent routine where I wake up in the morning, I would hit my rec center. Yeah. Very good rec center, very good facilities. I would go to the library, which is not too far. Great transportation, reliable transportation as far as bus. They do real good with the lanes as far as because a lot of people do scooters. I was huge electric scooters. Yeah. They do a lot of things to make sure all that's going good. And so I was able to hit the library every day. Felt good. There's shops in there. There's all the system. I think there's a lot of things that go in that work well that allow me to really maximize my time here.
That's all good and dandy. I swear it's that's great. You know what I mean, bro? That's fun. That's cool. That's convenient. You know what I mean? Y'all get real used to convenience, and that's why Georgia Tech students they'll be hired. They'll be in place, but they not the leaders. They not world breakers.
They not the leaders.
They not the first black. You know what I'm saying? Vice president, not the first black Democratic nominee.
You really like Atlanta, don't you?
They not Thurgood Marshall, bro. I do like Atlanta. I like keeping Atlanta safe. That's why I like Fetty Willis, the DA, who was the district attorney who tried the YSL.
Who the mayor?
Dickens, Andre Dickens.
Yeah, he real cool, lady. Hey, shout out Andre Dickens. I see you at church. You ain't. He active, man. Shout out Andre Dickens. Where he go?
It don't really matter.
Okay.
It don't really matter.
Okay, I think Jordan. I don't know why. I don't know why we act like we don't have alums. We have alums.
I'm just saying we got a dozen black men. It's Atlanta, right? Even when the two are hard because you got black men in Atlanta. That's fine.
We got the one right now that's making things happen.
He's making things happen. Good for him.
Okay. And so that's what I'm saying though. I really feel like I've been. You said we're just used to convenience.
Yeah.
I think it's more so we like to hold things to a higher standard. We pursue excellence is the thing,
Ooh.
and we're just not okay with things not being okay, and we want to fix it. We're very problems. I wish I could quote our.
I ain't never had no problems to solve. That's the problem. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
We ain't never had any problems to solve.
You get to the workplace, right? And then, oh shoot, I've never not had everything handed to me. I've never not had all this stuff. I've never not had all this stuff. Oh man, so you don't know what to do. Y'all not innovative.
I mean,
y'all not used to that. Y'all don't know how to bring a case up against an institution that you work for and get results. You've never had to do that.
At the end
How
of the
would
day, life,
you to do that?
At the end of the day, life is still life. Like you act like just because we go to Georgia Tech, everything is smooth sailing. It's a very rigorous school, and you got to be able to demand a lot, especially being a student.
School isn't rigorous no matter what. Like,
that's a problem.
No such thing as rigorous school.
That's the problem.
If all you have to worry about is class. My people had to worry about homes, bro. They were going to school.
That's not okay.
I'm just saying, like,
that's not okay. I feel like that's a distraction.
I mean,
like,
it's a distraction, but life got distractions.
Where in the workforce will I have to go to work and have to worry about air conditioning?
That's what I'm saying. It's Georgia Tech. Y'all don't got to worry about nothing but studying, and that's not real life, bro. So we get prepared for real life. All y'all got to do is study. So you're really taking the lack of consistent quality and the lack of top tier excellent quality as an advantage. You really like that. You really like that. Like, you think Howard couldn't fix that if they wanted to, bro? You think Howard doesn't have enough money to fix that?
I think they do have enough money, and I'm just curious. And I'm curious. And I'm not calling it out, but I'm just curious what's going on with the funding, because it's like you guys have a ton of great alums. They seem to be donating a lot of money,
right.
But yet the news that be reaching the mass attention, mass media, seems to always be something that has to do with lack of funding and all that.
I mean,
and like, what's up with that?
At the end of the day, we get a lot of donations, which is amazing. Thank you for everybody, but we're just not a publicly funded institution.
Okay.
So we're not a state school. A lot of HBCUs are state schools. So you have Virginia State University, a lot of land grant HBCUs in Florida and South and all that stuff. In DC at Howard, we're a private institution, and things are expensive in DC specifically. Especially getting buildings made, everything with all the history there, and so it actually is a different struggle for us, even as an HBCU. Being privately funded and taking on the amount of students that we take on, because everybody does want to come to Howard, take advantage of that brand name. So
and
we're working on it.
And we didn't mention this. I told y'all we gonna get into a lot of Kyle's accolades throughout the show, because there's a lot that y'all don't know about him. But Kyle is somebody who does have a lot. He's informed a lot about this, because he's familiar with the editorial program, Hilltop. He's a very good representative as far as, anytime they want somebody from the athletics end, he's probably the man they're going to send and all that. So Kyle is a reputable person who knows a lot. Matter of fact, just go ahead and dive into some more of the extracurriculars you are involved in.
Sure. So I came in as a journalism major, made that decision just because, one, I was playing sports as well. Got signed to run track and field. So the sports journalism thing, that's something that most athletes kind of take part in anyway. The sports media, you got the first take, you got the Instagram stuff, kind of what we're doing right now. So,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I definitely wanted that as a career path, and started writing with our newspaper. I became the sports section editor there. And with that, opportunities come, a lot. I interned at NBC Universal in Paris, covering the Olympics this summer, which was a dream come true as a track and field athlete, of course. I was named the White House Correspondents Association Scholar, which 3 Howard University students were named last year. And we got to meet Joe Biden, the current president at the time, and Kamala Harris, a Howard alumna, was sitting there cheering us on, giving a standing ovation. So it was really cool being in that room. What else we got? I represented Howard University at CNN Academy in Abu Dhabi, one of 2 students from the school.
It just keep going, yo. I'm telling y'all, just keep going.
And then from a track and field perspective, let me think. Got the school record in the long jump outdoor with 25 feet 4 inches. NCAA qualifier for the first rounds in the long jump and the triple jump last year. 7-time medalist at conference, getting top 3. Of course, all conference myriad of times or whatever. But That's pretty much most of it.
Yeah, man. So like I said, this is somebody who, he has a bit of credibility when things he talk about. I can't say I'm as credible here. I'm not as legendary of a face as Kyle is on his campus, but I'm somebody who I like to get involved in things, but you harped a lot on your track and field experience, and that's the next thing that I really want to get into, because we both had the unique and fortunate experience to be athletes at our respective program, and that brings a whole nother dynamic to this argument, because just the school is one thing, going as a student is one thing, but I think where PWIs, and not necessarily PWI, I guess it is PWI, I think they take that advantage in the athletics realm, so I'm interested to hear how this goes. So what can you say about your, just unbiased, just good, bad, ugly, whatever you want. What is your experience as a Howard athlete? How satisfied with your experience as a Howard athlete?
Ooh, okay, so if you ask on a scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied I am as a Howard athlete, just everything encompassed, right? All things considered, 7 out of 10. Okay. 7 out of 10, right?
Okay. Solid.
There's some really cool things, and one of the biggest thing for me, the reason I say that is because I think that going to HBCU and Howard gives me the opportunity to do all those things extracurricularly from a professional standpoint in the journalism realm, where I had a full-time job now for some years, and even been able to do other things while competing, because at HBCU at Howard you're not on a pedestal from the other students. You're right there with them. Go on the yard. All the athletes sitting there too. Going to class. Every athlete got to go to class. Nobody do your work or anything like that. So that I think from that perspective, it's been a blessing, honestly, to be given that freedom.
Sounds like it. And so that all sounds good. And honestly, I do wish that athletes were more involved on campus at the bigger school. I think it's more of a bigger school, because Georgia Tech, what most people don't realize, and apologize if I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we might be the biggest in the state now as far as students attending. We're around 40,000. So Georgia Tech is a big school, and so athletes here, I think it's more like a bubble, and I think it is, but I really do think a lot of that has to do with the emphasis they try to put on to try to keep athletes advantageous in our programs. You know what I'm saying? So we don't eat, we have a separate dining hall. There is the Athletic Edge dining hall, of course, weight room and all that is in itself. It's really just an athletic facility. So you think all the things that you do throughout the day, excluding just class. Of course at class you're with people. And you're with the student body, and like you said, all of our athletes have to go to class. But other than that, I think we are kind of secluded a lot, and I don't really mess with it. But to that point, I think, I really do think that, as far as just what I've seen from other HBCUs, talking to a bunch of people, not even Howard specifically, I do think that there's an extra level of just, I don't even know the word. I think a lot of funding goes into making our athletics good, and I think that the HBCUs lack that. And I just want to hear what is your experience as far as facilities, as far as training, as far as nutrition, all of those type of things? Because and I'm not even trying to. I'm just curious, and people probably want to hear.
Yeah. So the positive that I just brought up with us, kind of being everywhere and being in everything with the rest of the student body and being involved is a double-edged sword, right? Because